Well, tell her I said she needs to wash her back. I was running by their house because they live by us.
Yeah.
And I took a picture and I was trying to say, tell Kip's mom to watch her back because we have a ongoing
feud. Don't you think she hates you or
something? But the phone changed it to wash her back, which I thought was the funniest thing ever.
Hello, and welcome to Baby That's Cont. I'm Kip, your resident underwear model.
Love it. I'm Joseph Piker, and I'm live on Alive. And as you can see, we have a special guest with us here today, live from Washington, D.C. She's a pickleball princess, a super mom, my former roommate, better at CrossFit than me, and one of the most impressive women I know. So welcome to the pod, my best friend of like 20 years, Rachel.
I am Rachel, first time caller, long time listener.
Wow.
Yeah,
huge even.
Nailed it.
So, okay, wait. Okay, so you just had a baby, your second baby.
I did, yeah, in February.
And you look great from here. I haven't seen you in person.
Neck down, right? Head up looks fine.
I mean, you still look good.
What's been like your fitness journey post-baby?
That's a fantastic question because that's kind of been, like, I think something people don't really realize about having a kid and maternity leave. Like, people think you're really busy and you have all this stuff going on, but it's like, with the second kid, you already had a kid. So now you actually know what you're doing a little bit and you figure out nap schedules and all that. And then you are bored for like 6 to 7 hours a day, like trying to figure out what to do. So my post-fitness journey has been, or my postpartum journey to fitness has been honestly getting back in shape, like spending hours a day either walking because you're kind of bored, or I have been doing a little bit of Peloton, especially the like strength stuff in Peloton. In fact, there's a cool, I told you that you mentioned CrossFit. There's a instructor that did CrossFit. Like he doesn't have an arm, to be honest. So he does the adaptive CrossFit. They did it like a
yeah. What's his name?
Logan Aldridge.
Yeah. I feel like I took a running class or something from him.
Oh, did you? You do Peloton too?
Sometimes.
Okay. Yeah. But honestly, it's just the postpartum journey has been like trying to get back in shape, like remember how to move your body without a baby inside of it.
Yeah.
It takes a lot.
That's wild.
Yeah.
She was telling me about Peloton in the car, and she was like, there's this one instructor, Cody Rigsby.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I know him.
But have you ever done a workout class, or like what is he famous for? Just his personality?
Yeah. He's definitely gay famous.
Yes, I could see
But
that.
wasn't he on Dancing with the Stars?
He was, yes.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, he was on
But
Dancing.
there's a lot of clips of him like being a mess on Peloton.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorites because you'll be doing a workout and he'll get to the ab section and he'll give up halfway through. He's like, this sucks. I am terrible at this. And it's like, it makes you feel a little bit better.
Me, if I was a Peloton coach.
He's like, I hate this. I absolutely hate this. It's like, it makes you feel better because you're also struggling and you're also hating it. So you're like, okay, I feel better about myself.
Yeah. That's really how it is at Barry's too, where there'll be like 3 minutes straight of abs and they're switching every 30 seconds. And you'll like start with a crunch. And you're like, okay, I can crunch. And then all of a sudden you've escalated to jackknives. And I'm like, I was struggling to crunch.
Yeah.
Yes. My favorite part about him too is he'll be like, oh, I didn't realize how hard this would be. I'm like, didn't you write this workout? Like, didn't you realize when you were designing it how difficult this would be?
I think he just shows up.
He does.
Or it's like when someone on Grindr is like, oh, I'm really big. I don't know if you can handle it. And you're like, yeah, I can handle it. And then it's like...
Can't relate.
You hype yourself up too much, and then you have high expectations going in, and they let you down.
Yeah. Well, it's very funny what you said, because one takeaway could be that like having a baby is a vacation.
I didn't want to say it, but that is what it was sounding
So,
like.
to be clear, not the first one. The first one is like, in fact, my dog's reaction will sum it up. So the first night we brought that baby home, we're used to sleeping 9 hours a night. Like, we're living life. It feels like living life now. The baby woke up, I think, every 2 hours. Like, every 2 hours we tried to sleep after not getting her down till like 11. And there was one part, my dog's named Bolt. She just started screaming. Like, there's nothing to screaming within 2 seconds. And Bolt like pops his head up, and he was like, just giving me this look, like, what the hell did you just bring home into this household? So the first one was kind of like that, like just a complete struggle bus, and like learning how to parent and all the rights and wrongs and all that crap. But the second one is more like, okay, like I know what to do. I know to put them on a nap schedule, like all that kind of stuff. So I feel like after the first couple weeks, I wouldn't say vacation, but it's definitely a break.
Gotcha. I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you think gay people should be able to have kids? And or no?
Why is
I mean,
like
I'm
physically
joking.
actually have kids? I think there's a biological problem there.
Have you heard of mpreg?
No.
Male pregnancy fanfic?
I have not. Please detail.
Well, it's just like a fun story where the man is impregnated by another man.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just kidding, but like, I do think lesbians would be good parents because women are like on their shit, but men are kind of useless. So I don't know if they'd be good parents. And so I say that as a man.
I think men would be. I think one thing that was interesting is the oxytocin level of your child, which is like kind of plays into how happy they are, is higher for women when they're nurturing, like caring for them, you're crying, you're hugging them. But for men or fathers, it tends to be more when you're playing with them. Like that's your bonding moment. So I think the different genders just approach it a little bit differently. Maybe.
Wait, I feel like I don't know like how to play with babies, but
Right.
I feel better taking care of them
than playing with them.
Maybe that's why
I do wonder how gay men differ from like straight father figure, like female male household versus like two males versus two women. Like, does one woman become the one that plays with them and like one woman's the nurturer? You know what I mean?
See, I feel like my husband is the player one and I'm the take care one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What about you?
Yeah. Probably the take carer, I think.
Yeah.
Because like I do all. I mean, Brendan washes the dishes, but I do like everything else in the house.
Like you cook then. Clean.
Well, we don't really. We don't.
House.
Well, we don't really cook.
What dishes are there? Like cups?
Well, we always put our takeout on plates because we're civilized.
I mean,
that's valid. Okay.
When we cook, which we have been trying to do more, I'm more of like the chopper and preparer, but then he wants to be like at the stove. I'm just like, okay.
The one actually. That's wild. That's interesting. I'm more of the like, this is my kitchen. Get out of my kitchen type. Like I cook alone.
Yeah.
What about you?
Wait, when I say Rachel is like an impressive woman, she's a nonstop doer. She gets so much done. It's crazy.
Except on maternity leave, right?
I mean, you still be doing a lot.
Yeah, it's a little.
I feel like I'm on vacation. She'd be like cooking me dinner.
Yeah, it's just kind of I don't know. It's like one of those things where if you don't do it, it's not going to get done. So it's like you might as well get it done. Because I don't know, it drives me insane when the house is messy. Like I can just look around right now and get anxiety looking around, which you probably don't because it's not your house. But I do feel like if it's your own space, like don't you feel like you guys notice the mess more, like when it's your own place?
Only if I didn't make it.
Interesting.
Because for me, it's like, oh, I put that there for like a reason.
Right.
Or, you know what I mean? So I'm okay with it.
Yeah. I was just saying, I think you're also pretty clean. Like, having been Joey's roommate.
Mostly.
Yeah. I feel like you're one type that will finish a dish and then go and put it in the dishwasher right away. I think a lot of people are not like that, myself included. I have like at the end of the day, I do all the dishes kind of thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was like my parents didn't really let me go to people's houses that much as a kid, and like but they did not like having people over. So
Yeah.
people were almost never over. So I do feel like weird in other people's spaces, and I do feel like I am paying more attention to their mess than I am my own, because I don't know.
You're not used to it, kind of thing?
I think maybe at
But
this
did you
point I am,
notice like your parents' mess or your siblings' mess more than your own?
I don't know.
I'm gonna take that as a no.
Yeah, I think that's right. But yeah, when I have like guests, like we had someone stay with us a couple weeks ago, I really struggle with like, okay, you're in my space, like you're not doing things the way I want them done, and like I have to keep it very much like in, because that's not a pleasant guest environment.
Well, yes, but like some guests are more annoying than other guests.
For sure.
I agree.
Yeah. Would you like to name names, Joey?
For Kip? Sure.
Yes. He doesn't listen, so no need to cut.
Got it. Yeah, I feel like nobody I actually know listens in real life. Like maybe one person.
I listened to the middle school one, and I spent the whole time like dying to hear the names because you guys blocked out all the names.
Oh, but surely you know who it is.
Not all of them. I was like, wait, who is that? Like, I need the tea, and you guys bleeped it out.
Well, we'll tell you. I'm trying to remember now. I prefer when people I don't want people I know to listen, which is unrealistic, but I just like, I don't know. Like with my mom, I just like say stuff and I'm like, hope this one doesn't make it back.
Well, tell her I said she needs to wash her back. I was running by their house because they live by us.
Yeah.
And I took a picture and I was trying to say, tell Kip's mom to watch her back because we have a ongoing
feud. Don't you think she hates you or something?
But yeah, but the phone changed it to wash her back, which I thought was the funniest thing ever.
Nothing is ruder.
That was worse.
Although it is good advice, because I do find like I can only reach so far, and I find when I look at my shirts that like it's dirtier on the back than it is the front.
Y'all better wash your backs.
Yes, great advice.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That is, did you guys, there's this one celebrity, and I remember it, I can't remember who the celebrity is, unfortunately, but they were like, I take a shower, and I wash, like, I don't use soap. I only wash things if they're really dirty. Instead of, like, I think most people shower at least, every other day kind of thing, and, like, wash everything with soap. And she was like, I don't do that. And the guy was like, that is fucking disgusting. Like, why would you not use soap in your private parts?
This sounds like Miss Gwen.
I can't remember who. It might have been.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
I think it was.
Or was it Jake Gyllenhaal?
No, I think you're right.
Actually, it does sound like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Didn't they date at one point anyway?
I
thought they did. I could be wrong.
I know he very famously dated Taylor Swift.
He did. Not for very long, though, for how much shit he got for that. And the songs he wrote from. I think it was only like 4 or 6 months or something.
Yeah, but those can be the most like volatile and give you the most like material.
Yeah, well, obviously it wasn't a very happy, fun, lasting one. So
yeah, that's very true.
But there is a whole spate of celebrities who don't really shower much.
What's the logic behind that? Like they don't feel like they're dirty or what?
I think it's like they don't want to strip the natural oils from their bodies.
Okay.
But
That's
like,
fair.
Here's my hot take. I think
strip them.
I think most celebrities are actually crazy town.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you have to be interesting, right?
I think you have to be some level of unhinged to be like a successful actress or performer or whatever that like just normal people don't have.
Yeah. Well, that's what makes them interesting, right? Like, why do you want to pay attention to someone who's boring, right? Like, they have to have something that draws you to them. Although I do think some people are famous just because they're really good at what they're doing, like via acting or whatever it is, and then they don't want the spotlight. And I think there's a lot of people that backed off from that, like JTT. You guys know JTT? Jonathan
Taylor Thomas.
Thank you. Yes. He voiced Simba in Lion King.
Okay.
And,
huge role. Very recognizable.
And Home Improvement. He was like the biggest when we were small kids, probably maybe more like your sister's age, but so a couple years before us, he was like Justin Timberlake.
He was in. Did you ever see I'll Be Home for Christmas?
No.
Okay,
it's one of my favorite Christmas movies, and it stars JTT.
Okay, see, there you go.
This feels like such a deep cut celebrity. Well, no, obviously, because he's...
Anyway, but the reason why he's not famous now is because he didn't like all the spotlight. I guess it also doesn't help he got it so young. But
that's exactly what I would say if my career flopped.
I can't speak to that. I don't know if he got
out of the limelight for personal reasons.
Okay.
I just don't like it.
I have a list of celebrities who say they don't shower. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis.
Ew.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
That sounds right.
Jake Gyllenhaal is one of them?
Yeah. Brad Pitt. And Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard.
That sounds very right.
Kristen Bell, Dax Shepard. They also I think they all sleep in the same bed, as in like their whole family, like all their children in them, like sleep in the same bed.
Every new thing I learn about them, I hate so much.
Like what?
Like that. There's like one thing that's like, it was like something about like their couples therapy is like screaming at each other at the top of their lungs. And like, this isn't healthy in any way.
Yeah, they are. They're an interesting bunch. She did say something interesting though one time. Like I think some sort of like, LA traffic incident as it happens, and the person had gotten out of the car and like come to confront Dax Shepard, and he got out and like did this like macho man move, like try to walk up to him, like you want to start a fight kind of thing, and he thought he was like protecting her and helping her out, and she was like, no, that actually terrifies me when you get out of the car and you go to confront somebody, because then it's like, you're going to get into a fight. Like I don't really want to watch a fight or have to deal with the after effects of that, which I thought was kind of interesting. That was their best moment, I guess, though.
Yeah, see, I hate that too. Literally every new thing I learn.
I hate that too.
Well, I feel like the more I learn about Brad Pitt, the less I'm interested.
Yeah. I think he's one of those that's like fantastic at his job, but like kind of a shit person.
Yeah. Like this whole divorce and the kids situation is like...
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be trying to stay out of the limelight here soon.
That's his publicist.
But it's been so fun because like Angelina has been out of the limelight for a long time, and she is stepping back in.
Oh, good for
her. Is she doing something like more work or what?
Is she going one leg in first?
With the slit?
She is, and she's in Cleopatra, coming out soon, and then she was in a movie that was nominated for award season, but she didn't win anything this year. But that was like her big return.
I see. Lily is crying. Do we need to take a second?
Let me go put the pacifier in.
I think we're being loud.
Okay, you know what's so interesting? Post-COVID, I feel like men never washed their hands when they would pee, and now everyone does every time.
Oh, that's not my experience.
Well, because I don't like to do it.
I mean, I wash my hands, but I see men all the time not washing their hands.
If I didn't touch my dick and didn't get pee on my hands, then why am I washing?
Well, what else did you touch?
This is a universe where, like, you know, you're, say, at a concert and the doors are open and you didn't touch anything else.
I feel like it's just a good time to just wash your hands, anyways.
Depending
Like,
on
when
what's
was
happening.
the last time you washed them? Like, just give it a good clean.
What?
We were discussing, like,
Unlikely.
post-COVID, like, pre-COVID, I feel like men wouldn't wash their hands when they would pee, like, in public, typically. And post-COVID, it's, like, almost always happening in a way that I find very interesting.
I see men walk out of the stalls and
Well,
walk straight out the
that-
door without washing their hands.
Are you serious? I feel like I've heard about that, but
At
never
work, in the office.
seen someone do that. Ew. Really?
Well,
And I
that's
normally I go
bad.
like this. Like, I watch them walk out to see if they will look at me and feel ashamed. But I don't think they know what shame is.
Would you ever say something?
If it was someone that I kind of know, I would 100% say, like, excuse me, that's disgusting.
Yeah. I've worked at my company for long enough now that I'm just, like, zero fucks given. And I would say, hey, you need to wash your hands. I would say
Yeah.
it. And I would tell everyone.
I would say, I don't think I would say something to them, but I would definitely tell the first person I see upon leaving that I know, like, hey.
Okay. I'm going to leak an exclusive.
Okay.
The person that, at the company I previously worked at, the big one, was notorious for not washing his hands after using the bathroom.
Ew.
Like
And this was
post-poop?
pre-COVID, but I think he never really changed.
Wow. That is a big one.
That's pretty juicy.
Yeah. So if anyone is listening to this,
I don't think that happens in women's stalls. At least I don't notice it. Like, every girl leaves the stall, washes their hands, and then they, like, you know, print for whatever, and then walk out the door.
Got it. Well, maybe people are just, like, doing coke.
see, this is why men shouldn't have babies.
Don't need to wash your hands if you just, you know, like, touch the toilet to set it up.
Okay, there's this whole cohort of Instagays who are approximately our age who are all having babies right now.
Like who?
Like Mike Del Moro.
Two of my friends just had received a baby. They stole the baby.
They weren't
Yeah.
MPEG or whatever you called it.
Yeah, he was MPEG.
Yeah, there's that couple. There's another couple who's actively, like, in the process, and then there are several others who seem to be, like, moving towards the process.
Cool.
I think that could have been me, but not anymore.
Yeah, say
In
more.
this economy, sis, the
I was like,
tariffs.
what was the term? Why not anymore? But yeah, that makes sense. It's expensive. We spend more on our mortgage, or we will spend when Lily starts. We'll spend more on our more on daycare than we will on our mortgage, which is just, like, kind of sad world.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Okay.
look that up.
Yeah.
You don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but, like, how worth it is it for you to work then financially?
It is for me. Honestly, I had to do the math. Like, for me, it makes sense. I make more on my job than we spend on daycare. But I do understand why a lot of women drop out of the workforce. It's so expensive that it's like, especially if you make more or you make less than you're spending on daycare, it's like, why even? Although I will say, I'm, like, financially at that moment, I think it makes sense. But I also think it's really hard. Like, let's say you raise the kid till 5, they go to kindergarten, you're good at that point, and you go back to the work. Like, you lost 5 years of your working life and your career progression. Like, if you think back 5 years ago, my career was vastly different than it was today. Like, losing that much seems pretty more significant than you would think, especially in your 20s. So,
Yeah.
like, I think even if I made a little bit less than daycare, I would still try and keep the career, at least part-time, to, like, not lose out. Like, and you have to explain that. You go to an interview and they're like, so why is there this age gap? And you're like, okay, like, I did nothing. Not really, you did nothing, obviously, but it's just like you weren't working on what most people would consider like a traditional career. So I think it's kind of good stuff.
My sister has 4 kids, and they purposefully chose to live like a very low cost area, so that way she could be a stay at home mom and he would work, and like they live very modestly to make it happen. But she never wanted to do what she went to college for. And so she is going to re-enter the workforce once her oldest goes to kindergarten in like, or her youngest, goes to kindergarten in a couple of years.
Yeah.
But she's like totally changing careers and going back to school for it. So it's like, in that scenario, she would be starting over either way, or starting at the bottom either way.
Right. Which like means you have to start an entry-level job and you lose out on all that. Like an entry-level job is like a lower income, you know, it's like, it really is like starting all over as well. Is she nervous about it? Have you talked to her?
She's excited about it.
Good.
But we'll see.
That's good, because I'm like, oh, she's gonna hate going to work.
I know, because it's like every time I think about changing careers or finding a new job or whatever it is, I'm like, okay, if you only think about the good parts, those will be good. But the reality is, day to day, you have to work at the job, and that's not going to be fun no matter what it is.
On top of having 4 kids, so like you get off work, you have to go shuffle them to sports or whatever.
Yeah, it's not like the 4 kids are going to disappear, right, and like, then she just only does work.
I know. Also, okay, remember as a kid how long the school day felt?
Yes.
Well, like our junior high went from 8:10 to 2:10. Like that is only 6 hours. That is not a full-time job.
I remember when we had those old school like actual analog clocks. And I remember just watching those. Like right now, if you ask me, in fact, I think you used to have a watch that like had an actual display like that, and I cannot read it. It's been so long since I've had to read an actual clock. But in junior high, I had that shit down. I was like, oh, it's slightly past the 1. We're about to get out.
Okay, this is Gen Z-ification of you.
I know.
I know, right? It's pretty sad.
I can read a regular clock still.
Can you? I mean, I can. So I shouldn't say I can't read it. It's not like it takes me a while to remember what it is. I have to be like, okay, the small hand is here. The big hand has clicked this far. Like, it just takes a while.
I will say, like, Brendan has one on his Apple Watch, but it's the one where it's just like 12, 3, 6, 9. I'm like, you can't tell what time any of that is.
Yeah, I get very confused. Is it 7 or 8?
Yeah, it's a 1 or 2.
Wow.
Yeah, but if I had the 12 through 12,
you'd be fine.
I think I could.
Yeah, I mean, that's what a clock is.
No, it's digital display. It says 1:05.
Fair. Do we want to do W's and L's?
Yes.
Okay. I have a W. I feel like this week I absolutely slayed at pickleball with the paddle I borrowed from Rachel.
Joey was incredibly like impressive. The way you talked about it, and like last time I played with you, I think it was one of your first times. So I was like, oh, this is gonna be interesting. And then we went to a place. No, interesting. We went to a place that usually has like a mix of really good players and players that are either beginner or just like older and not athletic. So usually like the level of play is pretty low. But I brought him there and it was raining all day. So I think only the actually really good people showed up. And I was like, I don't know how this is going to go. I hope Joey feels okay because, you know, it's kind of intimidating.
I was scared.
Yeah. Like,
I've never played people this good.
Oh.
To be honest. And I tore.
He did fantastic. He won a hands battle, which is when you go up to the front and you like volley at each other. And so it's like quick
really
reaction.
fast.
It's usually like an advanced level of play, and Joey killed it. He won. He was like, let's go.
I do want to be clear. I do attribute the success to the paddle, and I will be buying one.
There's a reason why they are so expensive.
How much was this paddle?
Like $220, I want to say.
That's like a full tennis racket.
Yeah. Plus strings.
Oh my God.
And you have to restring them. Although, so the nice thing about tennis, you can like restring them. Paddles, like they'll wear down.
Yeah, you just have to buy a new
You just
one.
have to buy a whole new one. It's expensive. It adds up.
Okay. Well, I'm relieved to hear this because he's been paying to take lessons, and there's a universe where that's an insane thing to do.
Why is that insane?
I said there's a universe where I don't think we're in that universe if it's making you a good player.
Oh, thank you. Money well spent. Okay,
Maybe.
question.
Yeah.
Do you think I could become a pro pickleball player if I tried like really, really hard? Like if I trained like every day?
I think it's too soon to tell, to be honest. Like I think you probably could. Like if you gave it your all and like did it consistently and like hours a day, you could probably get up there. At least on like APP. So there's two tours. There's APP tour, which is like, I don't want to say the minor league, but it's like a different feel and vibe. And then there's the like famous one, which is the PPA.
Okay.
And like that's where all the really famous like people actually make like quit their jobs and do pickleball.
Well, because that's what I was going to say is like the tour now has former pro tennis players like Jack Sock quit pro tennis to become pro pickleball player.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, actually, I have a question for you. How, as a tennis community member, because there's a lot of heat between tennis and pickleball. Like there's and I think it's because the courts getting changed over from tennis to pickleball, getting more popular. Like, what is your hot take on tennis versus pickleball and like the community? Like, do you resent pickleball players?
Oh, okay. So it's a good question because this is very true.
Yeah.
I am an in the closet pickleball player.
Oh, you don't tell
Most
people.
of my tennis friends do not know.
Hope they don't listen.
Here's the thing.
Don't worry, they don't.
I don't think tennis players are mad about the courts getting taken over.
Okay.
Oh, you don't? I think that's exactly what they're mad about.
No. My take is tennis players are extremely self-centered, arrogant, elitist people who think pickleball is a lesser sport.
That's valid.
Because tennis is harder. It's a more technically difficult sport. I think for singles, you have to be probably better shape than pickleball.
Oh,
absolutely.
And I think they just love to bash on pickleball because they're elitist.
Yeah. Do you think they're like, I mean, let's be honest. Like there's 80-year-old players out there. Like there's no way their level of skill is someone who could actually go play tennis at any point in time. Like it's less athletic for sure, especially like if you're just going to play at the park.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I have a different hot take.
Okay.
Well, I disagree with Joey. Well, I think you're partially right. So I'm also a tennis player. And yeah. And I do think like tennis courts are hard to find and really hard to book, and it is really annoying that a lot of them have been taken over. And I think that is at least a decent part of the animosity. But at the same time, what I like about pickleball and what some people would look down on is it is much more accessible. Like when the first time I played was with Joey at his wedding. And it like, it's just like you can pick it up and play, and not that you were incredible right away, but like I think it's pretty easy to be a serviceable player. And that's what I like about it, because like my husband never played tennis before, and we can play pickleball together, and we can't really play tennis together. But there definitely are a segment of elitist tennis players who look down on it. I'll agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like they can make more courts or do whatever, but I think most people hate pickleball because they're elitists. That's why I'm in the closet about it.
Well, it is noisy.
It is.
Yeah.
And we can agree that noise is
annoying.
annoying.
Tennis ain't quiet, but
But it's
pickleball is a little noisier.
It's a lot noisier. And like I played at many places that actually say like you cannot start pickleball until 8 a.m. because of the noise ordinance of the city. Like it's so loud that anyone who lives around the tennis or the pickleball courts, like end up hating pickleball. Not because they've ever played it or just like the actual sport, but because they hear it like all day long in their house.
But do you know how fun it is to whack it and it's like smack, 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 smack? Like it's so satisfying.
It gets the adrenaline pumping for sure.
Yeah.
Those endorphins come out.
Yeah.
Well, okay, related to what you guys went to and played, there was this question in the New York Times, like in their like advice column a couple weeks ago, from a pickleball player who like is part of a open play. Anyone can show up and play. And there's this group of like 3 of them who are really good and always come. And there's this like, it was kind of sad because it was like a disabled person who like tries to play in their game. And they were basically asking like, how can they ask this person not to play with them?
Wow.
That's a thing. In fact, I've had one of my closest like pickleball friends, he has quit mini gym because like there's elitist tennis players, there's elitist pickleball players who refuse to play with anybody that they feel like is lesser than them. And like most places you play pickleball, you line up your paddles and then you wait for a court, and then when you have 4 people, you go onto the court, and then you just like go whoever goes first. Like, there's people where someone not as good will put their paddle up, and everyone will wait 3 spaces and put it behind them because they're like, I don't want to play with that person. But then that person gets stuck because they're supposed to be up and no one wants to play with them. So it like stalls everything, waiting for these people to have somebody to play with. Like, it's really sad. So like, I would say, and this is what my friend did, it's like you can play with them a couple times, but at the same time you also want to, like, you want to play someone good, right? You want to improve your skill, you want to play at the same level as you. So like if you play once or twice, that's fine, but when you're stuck with them every single time, it's like, hey, this isn't really fair. Like somebody else should mix in. So I've had friends that have legit quit like different pickleball clubs because they felt like everyone was too elitist and wouldn't play with the lesser players.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think from being the tennis player, I'm like, y'all, it's just pickleball. Like I don't
like, why are you elitist about
I'm like,
something?
yeah, like you can't even be elitist about this because this is nothing.
It's literally called pickleball.
Yeah.
Well, it's also funny because like it can be really fun, to Joey's point, to like smack it, and like those opportunities are more prominent with worse players.
Yeah, but you feel bad.
You feel bad. Yeah, like, does it feel good smacking the ball down on an 80-year-old lady who could like barely walk?
Probably sometimes.
Depends on the lady.
That's probably true, actually. It's pretty valid.
Yeah. Well, Kip, do you have a W of the week?
Against all odds, I do.
Huge for you.
On the tennis topic, we've been on the waiting list for this tennis membership club that's really close to our house for more than a year now, and they told us we were number 1 on the waiting list like at this point a month ago, and we've just been waiting. But we're finally like joining. The countdown has begun, and we'll be officially members in 2 weeks, and I'm really excited.
That's fun.
That's cool.
Can't wait to hear about the celebrity sightings.
Oh, is it a famous like tennis sport? Very good.
Sort of, yeah. Well, so unclear who is still a member and who's not, but Will Ferrell and Nicole Kidman have been members in the past.
Wow.
And then
tennis feels good in a place like this.
Yeah. And then I don't want to say the name of the celebrity who just joined because she's very controversial and I don't want to get canceled. I'll put it in the chat. I'll put it. Oh,
yeah.
I'm not.
There's all these videos like making fun of her in the movies that she's in, because I guess she's a bad actress, turns out.
That's what people say.
Really? Interesting.
That's what people say, but I don't watch her movies, so
I've seen a few of them. She's fine. I mean, she's not like I'm gonna write home about how great she is, but like she's,
I'll send you the clip. You really start to realize it's pretty rough.
Really interesting. Okay.
There's this like people be like feeling like blank right now because I don't know how to act.
That's a funny one.
Rachel, do you have a W?
I do. It's probably pretty obvious, but Joey is visiting. I haven't seen him in a while, and
The light that I bring wherever I go.
He's the best guest. He cleans up after himself.
Oh, that's huge.
No.
Do I?
Yeah, you do. I mean, I think you do. But yeah, no, I definitely say you visiting. And like I was telling Joey, it's like, especially when you're on maternity leave, it's hard to find adult conversations where you're talking about things that are not like childcare and how you're taking care of your child and how did they nap today? How long do they nap today? So it's kind of nice to like catch up and have conversations that are a little bit more meaningful in life.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That would be my W.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Anytime.
I do have an L of the week.
Okay.
Yeah,
which Rachel already knows. But so my flight out here, love flight talk, was a connecting flight. So I had to stop in DFW, which was fine. There's worse airports. And so I get on the plane and we're all boarded and we're like taxiing, like getting ready to take off. And then I see all the flight attendants like gossiping kind of at the front of the plane, like talking quietly, like weirdly amongst themselves. And then I see them get on the phone and they call, it turns out, the captain. And they're like, we have a passenger who will not get off the phone despite us like telling them it's against the rules or whatever. And then the captain comes over the speaker on the plane and is basically like, get off the phone or I'm going to turn this plane around and you'll be removed from the plane. And then so everybody like starts groaning like, oh my God, I can't believe this. And then like 30 seconds later, the captain comes on and he's like, all right, we're going back to the gate. Everybody keep your seatbelts fastened and let's give you an update after this is taken care of. So then we have to taxi back to the gate. They don't have a gate for us because we're not supposed to be there. So we're waiting for the gate. And then we finally get a gate and we're all just waiting. Like the person's not leaving. Multiple people are like walking back there to get to the person. And I'm like, I'm going to be on the news when this person gets dragged off the plane because like I'm in the aisle seat. So if people are filming me, like filming it, they're going to film me and I'm going to be on the news. Luckily, it didn't come down to that. But the person, came off the plane willingly, and they were still on the phone.
Oh my God, that's iconic. Could you hear what they were talking about?
No, it was a different language.
Oh my God.
So
well, I hope someone in their family was dying and they had to take care of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy to me.
Yeah, I still feel like what is so important that you just can't hang up the phone,
Like you're gonna lose signal anyways, so just
exactly.
Hang up.
And you knew the flight was coming. It's like it had to be. Hopefully, you're right, Kip. It was an emergency because otherwise, like, why would you?
Yeah, I hope her whole family was just dying. Like
that's what I'm saying.
It was not something like that.
No, maybe it was just real gauze.
Yeah, I don't know. I just can't believe the captain was like, stop, or I'm going to turn this plane around. And he did.
That's wild.
So that was my L. I came in like I was super delayed because of all that.
That sucks.
That does suck.
Okay, my L. So many to choose from. Ultimately, I'm just going to say it's really cold today and it's supposed to be summer, and tomorrow's going to be a high of 61 and overcast. And something about that does not sit right with me.
What's the temperature for it to be cold? Like 50 degrees?
Like 60 degrees.
I hate you so much.
Okay, like the next time it's hot, you're going to be like, oh my God, it's too hot. That's my L.
Well, I'm a temperate princess. I like when it's like 72. One of the world's best temperatures.
You live in the right place.
That's fair.
That's all I have to say.
It was like 90 degrees last Saturday. It wasn't too hot because it was the first day, but yeah, it was hotter where you were.
There was a heat wave. It's hot. It's like 87 today, but it's humid. which definitely changes the game when it comes to heat.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. My L of the week. My L of the week would have to be, there was a moment, like a 30-minute span, when I was trying to make dinner. And I had one kid that pooped 3 times. Probably you guys don't want to hear about this. She pooped 3 times. I changed 3 diapers. And then the other one started pooping. And I had a moment like, why the hell did I have 2 children in diapers? What was I thinking? That was my L of the week.
Yeah, that sounds bad.
Yeah.
Rachel, I hate when people just like ask me about what the babies are doing, but I'm going to talk about it anyway.
Go for it.
Okay, are you thinking you may have a third kid at some point, or are you done so?
I think I like the idea of 3 children. I think the problem is with the current like economic climate and everything going on, it'd be really hard to have 3 children right away. Like triple daycare, spending all the money on that, like diapers, all that kind of stuff would just be insane. So definitely not right away. What I've said is in like 2 to 3 years, I'm going to reassess and say either I'm having this child now or I'm not having this child, because my sister was 7 years older than me and my brother was 5. So it's like my sister was my oldest kid, my brother was my brother and my second one are like the same age, like 2 years apart.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you know how that third kid turns out.
And then that third kid came 5 years later. But my real complaint is that, like, I had nothing in common with them, you know?
Yeah.
When you're that young, it's like they're getting into boyfriends and I'm like playing with dolls still. Like, you just don't have the same connection I think closer kids do. And like, that's personally why I wanted siblings, or like I wanted to have siblings, was that connection of like you play together, you hang out together. Like, I didn't necessarily have that with my brother and sister. And in a way, like I'm still kind of close with them, is just we were in very different stages of life. So it's like I either have a kid in 2 to 3 years or I don't.
Yeah,
But
I agree with that.
I think
like,
you'll be over it.
Yeah, right. And then I'll be like 35 and I'll be like, yeah, no. You know, at 35, you are a geriatric pregnancy these days. So
I did know that.
Wow, that's basically middle-aged.
I know, right?
Did you like being pregnant? Some people like it.
Okay. My hot take on this is I think people really like their first pregnancy. Like everyone I know that's had one kid, and it's like, oh, I love being pregnant. And it's nice. Like you're excited. You haven't had a kid. It's all new. It's all fun. And that's how I felt with the first. The second was like, why am I doing this again? Like you just, everything goes out the window. They sit lower because like, apparently because you've had birth, like the baby, like your body's just like, yes, baby time. And then it like the baby sits lower, which throws off your balance more. And that's why I was terrible at pickleball when I was pregnant, because like your entire balance is off. Like you can't, it's just not the same. And then like the last, I think, month, I couldn't sleep. Like I was waking up at 3 a.m. every single day. And was up for like 2 hours just because like, I don't know, it caused insomnia and I got carpal tunnel. So yeah, no, I'm not. I think the first pregnancy is really nice and exciting. I think the second is just awful, personally.
Yeah,
how do you guys feel about being pregnant?
Well, I keep trying, but it doesn't happen.
That's how I feel myself.
Yeah, I do. I cannot imagine what it's like to be pregnant or give birth. I don't even want to imagine.
No,
that's like,
you don't want to imagine.
That terrifies me.
That part really sounds bad.
I have friends that like to, apparently people like to film their labor and delivery and post it online, and then people love to watch it.
No, I can't watch it.
I'm like, I don't want to know.
I watched like a clip of like a training video with like a dummy and the baby was like coming out.
Yeah.
I've just seen enough like movies where they're depicting it as bad that I'm like, the real thing also has to be bad.
Yeah.
They actually asked me at one point, they're like, do you want a mirror? Do you want to be able to see? I'm like, hell no, don't I want to be able to see.
I don't want to see it.
Just baby come out. I don't want to see it. I don't want to record it. No, thank you.
Yeah, that's.
Oh my god.
But it is
Lyric.
very beautiful and natural.
Oh yeah, it's very beautiful.
Yeah, one of the most natural, beautiful things there is.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Maybe if you're not the one having the baby. Have you guys seen the new Game of Thrones? Like not Game of Thrones, but the new. It's like House of Dragon. I think.
I haven't watched it.
Okay, they twice show a girl giving birth, but it was the olden days when they like. The point
Died.
is exactly. So they gave her a C-section, but at that time it was not safe at all. So they just like sliced her open and like took the baby out, and I think the girl died. I think that was in this one. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't like being pregnant. I do not want to watch or think about pregnancy back in the day.
Yeah. I have one content story.
Yeah.
Hard transition.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that was
well, we're coming up on time, so I wanted to get it out. I wanted to push it out there.
That was your transition. That was fantastic.
Thank you. Okay, so this is a tale of two cities, or something like that. Never read the book. But just recently, Miss Selena Gomez, according to Bloomberg estimates, has become a billionaire.
I thought she's been a billionaire.
Yeah, with her cosmetic line.
I didn't know how she made money. I thought she was like skating by.
No, the Solidators, is that what they're called? They ride or die for her, and she has been rich for a long, long time. I don't know how either, but she has.
Well, Miss Bloomberg says she's a billionaire now.
Yeah, what launched her was she started a cosmetic line during COVID. I don't know when exactly, but she started a cosmetic line. I don't remember.
I've never heard of
Do I look
this.
like I'm wearing a bunch of makeup? I don't know. I don't follow that. But I know she had a cosmetic line, and it launched her, like it did really well, and it launched her up to like not just, hey, I have a lot of money, I'm a celebrity, but like actual like billionaire CEO of a company status.
Interesting. Well, the tale of the other city is that her ex, Justin Bieber, apparently has ran out of money and had to sell his entire music catalog for $200 million.
Yeah, I'm very interested in this too. Because like a lot of people have sold their music catalogs, so I don't know that in itself
the drama is that he is still so young, like, and can just go make more music and more money.
I know, but I think he doesn't want to.
Oh.
Well, the drama that I've been reading is that basically Hailey Bieber, his wife, who apparently has real issues with Selena, is the one spending all the money.
Oh, she made him broke. That is interesting.
So the two cities really are Selena and Hailey Bieber. Has anyone read that book?
No. Can't help you there.
Yeah. No, there is definitely like, I think Selena has moved on. I think it's Hailey who's still like caught up in it.
Yeah, it seems very one-sided. I mean, if I was a billionaire, I'd be like, girl, bye.
Well, and she just got engaged to Benny Blanco. And remember,
okay, that's a whole other story.
But remember the song that Justin Bieber put out that was like you go and love yourself. Like everyone thought it was just talking mad shit on Selena of like you should go and love yourself because I don't love you kind of situation.
I thought it was shorthand for go fuck yourself.
It was, yeah. Like it was like I don't know, a play on words or whatever. But it turns out that the person who really wrote that like actual phrase in that song was her husband and Ed Sheeran. Like came up with the concept and like instead of saying fuck yourself, we should say love yourself. Like they came up with the whole song. So it's kind of crazy that like, I mean, you guys remember like Selena versus Justin Bieber was like this huge scandal, and then it turns out like one of his most famous songs bashing her was written by her fiance.
Interesting. How the turntables.
you looking it up, Kip?
Do you remember that Nicki Minaj verse in the Justin Bieber song where she says, "Gotta keep an eye out for the Selena"?
Yes.
And it was filmed, the music video was filmed at Raging Waters.
Oh my God.
Really?
Yes. I want to go back.
Oh,
How do you do
to Raging Waters?
Someday. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
go.
remember the last time I went.
It's just such a funny place in our past.
It sure is.
I tried to get a job there at the beginning of like the financial recession, and there was like nobody had a job, so there was this like 4-hour line to even try and get an interview. And by the
Wow.
time I like stepped up to actually interview, all the positions were full. I had to walk away. I was like, how sad is it that I couldn't even get a job at like a little like local theme park thing?
I remember this because there was definitely talk about this job fair, and people were going to try to get him for the summer. I remember that.
Yeah. Did not go well for me.
But you know who worked there for years?
You know who stood in line with her? So she went, like, you could do like food service kind of thing or lifeguard, and like we went together, and then she went for lifeguard and I went for food service, and then by the time we got up, like there was still lifeguard positions open, so she grabbed it, and that was her.
She was a lifeguard?
She was.
That's crazy.
Wow. I wonder how many lives were saved.
And how many weren't. Wait, I have one more question.
Oh, okay, great.
For Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been to Bojangles?
Okay.
I saw the signs.
Yeah. So they opened one near us within the last like 3 years, I think. And people have driven from hours away because it's the only one around here to go to Bojangles. I have not been. I'm not a big fast food person in general, so I just don't.
Yeah.
Like their thing is like Southern biscuits, and like Southern food is just not my.
I've never been there, but I did see recently that they have unveiled a new AI to take your order.
Oh.
Huh.
And it's called Bolinda.
Well, now I gotta go.
And I don't know, I'm obsessed with the name. It's so funny.
That's really funny.
Like, if there's one AI overlord I can handle taking over, it's Bolinda.
How does Bolinda, like, do they help you order? Why do you need AI?
So they don't have to have a person do it. They just take your order for you in the drive-thru.
They already have little screens that you can take. Oh, but
in the drive-thru. Sorry,
that makes sense. Interesting. So she talks to you, Bolinda. She's got it.
Would love to meet her someday.
Yes, I agree.
All right. Well, that's all I had. We didn't ask Rachel any of the questions we told her to prepare for. So,
but that's because it was such a fun, natural conversation. Well, everyone, thanks for listening. You can find us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Baby That's Cont. You can also follow our personal Instagrams at Jojo_Patron and at Queen Kip.
Yeah, make sure to like and subscribe because we have no subscribers. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.